Hello, I'm Hicran, and I'm here to present to you my money autobiography. This is a look into my money story and how my experiences have changed my views on money throughout my life. It is important to go into how my childhood money views has put a change into my life today. I didn't grow up rich and wealthy regarding money. I wouldn't receive allowance, so was always seen as something my parents had to pay for things like groceries and the toys I'd want to buy when we went shopping. One of the earliest memories I had with receiving money was when I lost my first tooth. I had put it under my pillow for the tooth fairy and I had a toonie when I woke up. I was so excited to talk about the money I got from the tooth fairy and that she was real all this time. That morning I immediately told my mom and dad and had my mom take me shopping. Since it was the first time I was spending my own money, I wanted to purchase something I loved. So I made my mom go to my surrounding stores as I couldn't make up my mind in what I wanted to purchase with my money. Looking back at this memory, I already see my different perspective on it as a child. I wanted to spend it immediately, and I kept pushing that it was my money, and therefore I had to spend it on something that I absolutely adored and wanted. I'd always have memories of my mom and dad taking me out to purchase toys, but never had it felt like the shopping I was doing while spending the money was mine. That was my earliest memory of money and my money habits. It changed as I grew up. Again, my parents were exactly the type that believed in allowance. If I wanted anything, I'd let them know and they'd either purchase the item or give me the money to purchase it. Some of my early memories of childhood have put a different perspective on money for me. My parents grew up very poor, and that has impacted their views on money, which in turn impacts the way I view money. They grew up in a very rural town. There was many political unrest during their childhood and young adult time. From a coup d'etat that took place in the year they were born to an internal political war as they grew older. Because of the political violence in Turkey during the late 70s, the country was going through even worse financial hardships, and my parents were already from poor backgrounds. My mom's family were farmers, and my dad's were small dessert business owners. My mother was a stay-at-home mom, and my dad was the only breadwinner, and he was the one that primarily made financial decisions in our home. She was in charge of the shopping trips and as such duties, while my dad took care of all the contracts and other big financial decisions. Growing up, my parents would not talk about their hardships until I reached my teenage years, when they were more open about them. But they would always emphasize the need to save for tomorrow. It was a huge part of my life growing up and how important it was to not spend what you have and just save it, which has impacted my views on money. This brings me to my life now and where I am now and how I view money. Today, I view myself as a saver, probably not to the limits my parents would approve, but I try to save the most I can. I am terrified of debt, so any purchase I make, I'll save up for it until I can afford it. This goes for my first car and even for my education. I got my first job at 17 and have been working since, saving up what I can. Some put aside for emergency and others put aside to reach goals for things I want to purchase. I worry about my financial future as I'm still struggling to find a job with both my degree and through further my education with my current program such as financial planning. In other words, based on my life experiences and personality, my money script is money vigilance. I find myself concerned about my financial health and the money I have. It is greatly due to the way I was raised and how it came developed in my childhood and the rest of my life to who I am today.